she will be going first. Suzanne Vesely has published over 30 scholarly articles in both literature and information science and is currently working on a writing project centered on William Blake's visionary insights. Her poetry has appeared most recently in The Daily Palette, Conchas, Earth's Daughters, and in the anthology Carrying the Branch. Please welcome Suzanne.
So I'm going to read both old poems and new. The first one is over 30 years old, but I tweak it a little bit. And it's for my husband, Wild Bill. He is not a safe man. His eyes are two-toned like a wolf's. He rips apart the machines in our house, teaches them new tricks. Ceiling lights suddenly getting way too bright. The smell of ozone clinging around the vacuum that he claims to be repairing. But he did not nag me when I left the heat on all day while we were gone. He built a heat switch. It activates automatically at the door. I remember when we met. I did not like him. I took myself and my work very seriously, and I was annoyed when he sneaked oranges and sodas into the EEG lab. He had been there only 2 weeks when he found a rubber mask in a trash can and thought it great fun to leap out at me from behind a corner, scaring me out of all my evoked potentials. There's a horrible man who just came to work in the lab, I told my boyfriend. Well, why don't you just tell him he's annoying you? He didn't bother me again. I was surprised. In the summer, when our windowless building reached over 100 steaming degrees, I saw him in his tiny, stuffy office, wet as an eel, huge feet propped on his computer, laughing uproariously. They actually expect me to get some work done today. At that point, I began to think he wasn't so bad. He worships Jerry Lee Lewis. Says Jerry should have had Elvis's fame. He had been fired from faculty. He had been teaching math until he dressed up as the mummy and carried a girl through a colleague's classroom during Samaveda. Weekends, he likes walking along railroad tracks and other places on the edge of town. He has found a fox, a string of baby pheasants running, a parakeet, wind chimes, a brass bolo tie with a coral stone, a bag of chef's aprons, a Quran, and a Playboy pinup. He knows how to hide. He says that he'd rather have the power to be invisible than the power to fly. I used to play guitar for him on the darkened steps behind our library, this library. It was private, the echoes were good. He would bring a candle, his flute, and always some Chinese incense. He would sink into the cinder blocks like a bas-relief when he played Coconut Grove. If it is warm, he rolls up his shirt sleeves, exposing his shoulder muscles like they did in the 50s. He used to get angry more easily, but only with things, not people. He'd smash doors inconveniently locked, or twist metal items by force out of cars. But I can reach in and turn the solenoid or voltage regulator or whatever he is after just right, and it will pop out in his hands. I liked to go barefoot around the house. After he stopped breaking things, he began to like it too. At our wedding reception, he put food on the altar for the smelly Jesus look-alike vagrant. A man can't always find a place to shower when he's on the road, was my new husband's only comment. Sometimes people laugh. So you were the little girl who tamed Wild Bill. No, I'm not that little. I never did try to tame him. But if we both seem gentler, it's for good reason. On our honeymoon, we explored vultures' nests. We'd feel fortunate even now if we learned to live forever. And my